Hey guys, so as you know, I'm always trying to find ways to make my life easier and also using materials that I've already got in a responsible way. Less wasteful, easier life. That's what I'm after. And so with our goats, I've had this issue that our goats are being very wasteful with the hay that they eat. A lot of times they'll grab a wad out of the bin and they'll drop half of it while they are trying to eat and chew. So, I'm a newbie from a suburb of Chicago. I don't know the first thing about the farm. So a few weeks ago, I went to the alpaca show in Denver, and I learned that there's this thing called hay feeders, and I know ag folks are just going to be laughing at me nonstop that I didn't know that this existed. But hay feeders come in all different types, and I saw some there that were just kind of like these hanging bags that stored all of the hay. And so I figured, let's see if we can figure out a way to build one. So this morning I actually got fed up with all of this waste. You can see on the ground, you can see they just drop hay all over the place. So I'm sure we've wasted a ton this winter. Fortunately, it's all gonna go into compost, so I'm not too worried about that. But I figured there's gotta be a better way, right? So this morning I got fed up with it and I went out and I found this piece of metal fencing that we had bought for another project in our yard, and it was around a bush or something to protect a certain area, and we didn't need it anymore. And so I wound it up into a circle and I connected it with little plastic ties. And I put any of the sharp ends up to the highest point so that it's as safe as possible for the animals. I may add a few more ties just so that they can't really bite at the sharp edges. Or I may try to cut them off. It's hard to avoid any sharp edges when you're cutting metal though. And then I used this orange twine is from what holds together hay bales. So every time we bought grass hay, it was held together with these orange strings, and I've just been saving them, knowing surely there's something I can do with them. There's always situations where you need rope. I was thinking maybe I'll use them to hold up my garden plants, or to help tie my fencing for my garden up. But I was able to pull together this basic hay feeder, and what I did was I put underneath it the bin that we used to use for their hay. I put it underneath so that when anything falls, it's falling into that little bucket. And so hopefully we'll be able to have less hay waste, which means less food for me to clean up, and less mess for me to clean up, and more hay for these goats to eat. And come maybe a month or two, they will be out grazing 100%. So super excited about this new invention. We'll keep you posted on how it's working, but so far it looks like it's a winner. I may have to tie that little bucket into place so they can't push it around. But either way, I'm excited that this cost me $0 because I already had most of these supplies and things laying around, and odds are you probably have these kinds of things laying around too. And if you are new to goats or new to any sort of animal that eats hay or does something similar to this might be a really great solution for you to consider.